Now, let me say that not everything I say makes sense, and some of the things that I have said and will say might be deemed controversial by some people. But I do perhaps concede that I might be a victim of algorithms pushing hard towards right wing thinking, and I do get a lot of information that comes in which, on the face of it, might seem to be anti Islamic. And most of it, to be frank, concerns the illegal immigrants coming into the UK. And if you take that information on its own and don't balance it, I suppose, with alternative points of view, it is a frightening thing. I heard earlier this week that 700, or in excess of 700, illegal immigrants had crossed the Channel from France by boat and were received with open arms, as they all are in the UK. The previous record was a few days earlier, and that was 600 and something. Suggestions are that it will very soon reach 1,000 a day. Now, in the Northern Hemisphere, of course, it's autumn coming into summer, and these figures reflect cooler weather. One wonders whether that 1,000 will be reached very quickly when summer weather prevails. Now, inherently, I don't have anything against Muslims and other religions for that matter, but what disturbs me about this is that most of these, if not all of these, illegal immigrants are young, in inverted commas, fighting age men. Where are the women? Where are the children? There is something fundamentally disturbing about this. What is going on? Why are all the vulnerable people being left behind in their countries? And is the intention of these illegal immigrants to bring their families over? Or do they even have families? I mean, are they genuine refugees? Have they been politically or religiously persecuted in their own countries? Have their families been wiped out? None of that information comes to the public at large, and you might say, well, it's none of your business. But for people in the United Kingdom, it's costing billions and billions of pounds a year to house the illegal immigrants in hotels, to pay them £170+ a week each, to provide food for them, to, in some cases, give them cell phones and driving lessons. And yes, I understand that this is being humanitarian and it's being kind to people who, on the face of it, might be fleeing straitened circumstances. But to be quite honest, and I think most people realise this, these people are having a lend of the UK. It's so easy to just get on a boat and go across. You're not going to be turned away at the border. You're going to be welcomed and given riches. The riches of the West will be yours. And other countries have policies that penalise illegal immigrants. You look at Singapore, you look at Taiwan, Korea, many other countries. You can't just decide to skirt the laws of the land and not get a visa and not travel to a country and go through border control and expect to be welcomed with open arms. Yet that is what is happening in the UK. And I do worry that the government there, that this ridiculous person, Starmer, is absolutely fucking up that country, something shocking. I mean, the news that comes out to people around the world is becoming so frightening that you're thinking, should I go to that country on holiday or shall I cross it off the list? I heard also that thousands and thousands of wealthy Brits are leaving the country. Maybe they can see the writing on the wall. Maybe King Charles can see the writing on the wall and understands that Britain may become an Islamic state in another 10, 20, 30 years, maybe sooner than we think. And, I don't want to appear bigoted, but for goodness sake, they do have their own country. Surely these armies of young men, if they worked and toiled to the benefit of their own countries, even to the extent of changing the political makeup of the country, if that's one of the reasons why they've fled, surely that's not a bad thing. But to come into another country, a Western country, which has philosophies and religious beliefs and everything which are fundamentally completely different to their own, what's the thinking behind that? Why are they doing it? Are they doing it for a better life, or is there some larger purpose? Now, look, I don't have all the answers, but I'm very open to sound intellectual arguments. I'd love to have someone reason with me and say, well, listen, this is what I think. This is not something to be afraid of. This is something to embrace, and this is so for the following reasons. And I think I'm waiting for that argument. I cannot find it anywhere. I don't see it anywhere. I'd love to feel more comfortable and not appear to be so one-sided on this. But, I'm not just going to blindly disregard the information that has come to hand. I'm very concerned for England and for its people and what's going on there. And I wonder where it's going to end up. That's it for today.